listening to Rated RX. Your dose for the day.
All right, guys. Robbie Abasi here, part of the Rated RX podcast. I have a very special segment for you today. A segment called Robbie's Rants, following the theme of things I wish I knew in pharmacy school. I'm going to come at you with the 5 things that often dwell in my mind and things I wish I knew while I was in school, things I wish I knew before I started school that might have completely changed the way my career looks now. Don't get me wrong, I love the way my career looks now. Hey, I get to podcast, I get to record videos, and I get to work. So it's not like I'm complaining or anything, but things I want to pass on to you so you're more aware of what your potential options are when you graduate. Okay, first thing I wish I knew in pharmacy school was, and honestly, this is something before I even started pharmacy school I wish I knew. I wish I went to the cheapest school I would succeed at. School is very, very expensive. If you're like me and the majority of students, you are probably going to be paying that for yourself. And that is real money that you have to pay back. My schooling cost me $300,000. And while I love my school, I would go to it again if I had ever had to go through this whole process again. It's still a very, very expensive school, and that's real money that I still have to pay back. And rightfully so, I agreed to these loans, fully intend to pay it all back. But had I been thinking a little differently, I probably would have tried to at least seek other schools that were significantly cheaper in cost. Ways you can do that: a lot of times if you go to in-state schools, you'll get an in-state tuition. Your cost will be significantly cheaper. And the other part of this that I mentioned is you want to make sure you go to a school that you will succeed at and you will graduate from. It doesn't make any sense if you go to a school that's cheap and then you fail and you drop out, because you still have to pay back that money. So the two big things I would recommend to you as you are looking for schools, interviewing, touring campuses, is ask yourself, is this something I can reasonably afford after I graduate? And will I succeed here? If both those two things are true, it's probably a good match for you. And that's something you should definitely consider going and pursuing. Second thing I wish I knew before starting pharmacy school, I wish I started looking at jobs before I graduated. I wish I started looking for jobs before I even started. Pharmacy is so vast and diverse, and there are so many different things you could do with your degree. I once went to a course where they brought in a compounding pharmacist who had a specialty facility where he was compounding medications for gorillas. And that's really cool. Not a lot of people can say they're making medicine for gorillas. And that would have been a fun thing to do had I known to explore something like that when I was younger. But that's something you can do. So my recommendation to you is, once you start school, you should hop on LinkedIn, do a Google search. When people think of a pharmacist, they're probably thinking of a dispensing pharmacist, someone who works in community retail, preparing the medication and dispensing it to the patient. Or they're thinking of someone in the hospital. Maybe they're running IV bags. Maybe they come to your bedside and educate you on your medications. But there are so many more options out there. You could explore a fellowship and get into the industry, and have some friends who get to travel from state to state, spreading their message of their drug, that one that they're trying to advocate for. I have other friends who get to work remotely online. So there are so many different avenues that you can explore as a pharmacist, but you need to know what's out there. I didn't know that there was something called informatics until I was 1 year out of school. Had I known that something like that existed, definitely do yourself a favor, go online, seeing what's out there. And once you understand what's out there, you can start to build a plan of what it takes to become that. Every now and then, just go online, do some Googling, find out what kind of jobs there are out there, because you don't want to find out way later in life that a cool job existed that would have interested you. Okay, so the third thing I wish I knew in pharmacy school was, I wish I had done more of my rotation experiences in the areas and parts of the country that I wanted to live in. I went to school in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, and I love my school. I met great people, made amazing connections. I did my residency in Kansas City, Missouri. I had great preceptors, but I also wish I had done more experiences in California. After I was done with my residency and after school, it was kind of hard meeting the right people to come to California and get the job that I wanted and get a job that I felt fit me the best. So as you're going through your academic career, making your rotations, making your schedule, try to go to sites that you might be interested in working someday. They will ideally remember you when you graduate, and then you might end up right where you want it to be. So when you're a student, try to get out there, network, go to those areas that you want to work with. That way you already have those connections made. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to do. I did it, but it also wasn't easy. So I want to part on that wisdom to you. That way you have an easier experience than I did. Okay, so the fourth thing I wish I knew in pharmacy school was that you are going to be a lifelong learner. And that was something I quickly realized when I first started pharmacy school, but that was not something I had, that I intuitively had come to think of until then. And, it seems fairly obvious, but as a new student who's excited to get into school, start a career, thinking about their future, that's one of the things that you tend to overlook. And don't get me wrong, being a lifelong learner is a good thing. That means the information is changing, healthcare is getting better, safer, more reliable, ideally cheaper too, which ultimately means that we're going to have better patient-driven outcomes. So even though you're going to graduate, that doesn't mean the learning stops. So you have to be open to learning new things. And while you are in school learning the foundation of pharmacy, try to develop good study habits, because ultimately those study habits are going to be carrying with you when you're out of school, and you have to force yourself to learn and pick up these new CEs so you can stay up to date on information. All right, the fifth thing, and I promised 5, but I got a bonus one at the end for you. So stay tuned after number 5 for a bonus pro tip. But number 5, things that I did not know in pharmacy school was that I would have to advocate for my profession. I didn't know that the general public thought that pharmacists just count pills and put them in a bottle. I knew going to pharmacy school that wasn't the case, but I knew that because it was an interest of mine. But that's not what the general population thinks. They think you are just going to dispense medications to them. And I can't tell you how many times I had to explain to someone that is, while that is part of my job, that is not the biggest part of my job. And people are shocked to find out that in the hospital setting I'm at, I'm going bedside and counseling them, or leading med education groups for patients so they can learn about their medicines. And while that seems obvious that that's something a pharmacist should be doing, that's not what the general public thinks that they're doing. I can't tell you how many times a friend said, "Oh, so you're like a pharmacist, so you like count pills, put them in bottles?" Well, sort of, but that's not everything. So just be prepared to advocate for your profession, because you're going to be explaining to a lot of people that pharmacists do way, way more than just put things in bottles. And I cannot tell you how many times you are going to hear, "Just put a label on it." And my tip to you is never just slap a label on it. Okay, and now for the bonus one I promised you guys. Well, the last thing that I wish I knew in pharmacy school is not every preceptor you have is going to be a good preceptor. While I've had some preceptors and teachers who inspired me to think about other areas of pharmacy I wanted to explore, or made the rotation meaningful and something that I carry with me even to this day, I also had bad preceptors who didn't care for students, who were clearly doing it because this was forced upon them, didn't really give me the time to learn and help me through the rotation. And let me be clear, while students can be hard to manage sometimes on the pharmacist, because a pharmacist is expected to still do their job and show a student the ropes, and that can be challenging for the preceptor. But that is something you should never take out on the student if you're a preceptor and having a difficult time. And sometimes preceptors they do take it out on students. And that could really, really impact your rotation experience. So my tip to you is when you're out there and you end up being with a bad preceptor, just remember, it is you who defines your rotation. If you want to be a good rotation, you need to put yourself out there. You need to commit to learning, and you need to commit to taking as much as you can from that experience. All right, so that's all I got for you. Those are my 5+1 bonus of things I wish I knew in pharmacy school. Are you a pharmacist out there listening? If so, what are some things that you guys wish you knew in pharmacy school? If you're a student out there right now, what's something that you just recently learned? Please drop a comment below. Send us some emails. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at dailydose@ratedrxpodcast.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Robbie here with the Rated RX podcast, and we got your dose for the day.
Rated RX, your dose.